Good evening. Good evening, students. Welcome to Unacademy KCET YouTube channel. I'm Sharma, physics faculty. So today I'm discussing waves and sound. Yeah, 1 minute. So take Unacademy Plus subscription to attend the regular plus classes. Comprehensive batch is live. So Unacademy started a separate category for Karnataka CET. This is very helpful for the students who are preparing for 2021 KCET Aspirants. So this comprehensive program is very helpful. So as per particular schedule, we are covering all the topics. Every topic is both first year and second year. Both 2 years topics will be covered before you write your KCET exam. And in the comprehensive batch, you'll have regular live classes. During the class, you can interact with the faculty, you can upload the questions, and you can ask the doubts. After every 3 classes, one class is allotted for doubts clearing session. You can ask the doubts. So regularly, we start from the for every topic. We teach from the basics. We discuss all models of problems. Then we share the assignments, DPPs for practicing. Then we'll have full length mock test. Okay. What else? Everything is available. It is far better than any other coaching for KCET. So very highly experienced faculty are taking classes. So 100% this type of coaching is not available at any other place. And I will explain the plans also. The 12 months plan is okay. The 12 months plan is for 12,375. That is approximately 1,031 per month. And 6 months plan is 10,125. And 1 month plan, this is only for new subscribers. You will get for 2250. Okay. So for that, you need to use the code KVSS Live. You need to use the code KVSS Live. If you use the code KVSS Live, you will get this discount. Okay. And so this is the faculty that are taking classes for comprehensive batch, chemistry, physics, mathematics, and biology for all the 4 subjects. Complete syllabus is covered. Tips and tricks by top educators will tell the methods how to prepare for exam, how to approach the exam, all those things will teach. So topic wise practice questions will share and full length mock test. Okay. So let us go into the topic. So last time I explained loss of transverse waves in a string. Okay. Now today I will explain the concept of beats. Today we will discuss the concept of beats. Okay. So I am discussing the concept of beats, which is very important and very helpful also. Concept of beats. So generally, in stationary waves, we studied if two waves traveling in opposite direction interfere, stationary waves are formed. The two waves must have same frequency, same wavelength. Maybe they may have same amplitude or different amplitude, slightly different amplitude. Okay, then stationary waves are formed. Place to place amplitude will change. Now, condition for beats is when beats are produced. If two waves of slightly different frequencies, if two waves of slightly different frequencies interfere, that means from a source S1 and from another source S2. The two waves may travel in the same direction, they may travel in the opposite direction, no restriction. One wave is coming like this from S1 and other wave is coming like this from S2. These two waves meet at the point P. Okay? And these two waves must have slightly different frequencies. So if I write the wave equation for first one, y1 is equal to, I can write a sine omega 1 into t. I am taking this as x equal to 0. Just for sake of convenience, we'll assume that this point is x equal to 0. So kx equation omega t, general equation for y is a sine omega t minus k x 0. So a sine omega 1 t. Displacement equation of second wave is, I am taking same amplitude, a sine omega 2 into omega 1. Actually here condition is omega 1 difference omega 2 is very much less than the average frequency. Omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2. Compared to average frequency, it is very, very small. So as per the principle of superposition, the resultant displacement is given by y resultant is given by y1 plus y2. So which is equal, if you take a common, you will get sine omega 1 into t plus sine omega 2 into t. Sin c plus sin d formula if you apply, you will get y is equal to 2a sin c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. Sin omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t cos omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t. Okay, so here this can be written as y is equal to a sin omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 into t. So this is the resultant. Therefore, here amplitude is given by 2 small a cos omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2 into t. Therefore, the frequency with which amplitude varies is, here two things are there. First thing is resultant frequency of the resultant wave, or you can say that frequency of resultant wave. Frequency of resultant wave is given by omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2. Okay. Or in terms of, if you write 2 pi omega is, this is omega resultant. So from this you will get omega is 2 pi f. This is 2 pi f1, 2 pi f2 if you write. 2 pi f1 plus 2 pi f2 by 2 is equal to 2 pi f. Therefore, the frequency of the resultant wave is f1 plus f2 by 2. This is the frequency of the resultant. Okay. So frequency of resultant wave is f1 plus f2 by 2. And suppose the next one, second part is frequency with which the amplitude varies. Frequency with which the amplitude varies is omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2. This is omega of the amplitude. The frequency with which, angular frequency with which the amplitude varies. Because in the expression for amplitude, You have omega 1 minus omega 2 by 2. Therefore, if you want the frequency with which amplitude varies is F1 difference F2 by 2. This is the frequency with which the amplitude varies. And the frequency with which intensity varies. Third point is, this is called beat frequency. Frequency with which the intensity varies. Frequency with which the intensity varies is F1 minus F. This is called beat frequency, delta F. Frequency with which intensity varies or beat frequency. Or beat frequency is, therefore, so the formula for beat frequency is delta F is equal to F1 difference. You can write F1 minus F2 or F2 minus F. F1 difference F2 is the expression for beat frequency. Now I'll explain mathematically. Okay, suppose okay, so now how can you define the beats? If you want to write the beats definition, the waxing and waning of sound when two waves of slightly different frequencies interfere. The waxing and waning of sound. The waxing and waning of sound when when two waves of slightly different frequencies interfere. The waxing and waning of sound when two waves of slightly different frequencies interfere is called beats. This phenomenon is called the phenomenon of waxing. So, a waxing means increasing of sound, waning means decreasing of sound. And the formula for beat frequency, number of beats heard per second. And here, so 1 maxima plus 1 minima. 1 maxima plus 1 minima constitute a beat. 1 beat means 1 maxima plus 1 minima. That is called 1 beat. So, number of beats per second. Number of beats per second, which is also called beat frequency. Delta F is the symbol. Delta F is F1 difference F. Okay, F1 difference F2 is called beat frequency. Next formula is time gap between two successive beats. Time gap between two successive beats is 1 by delta F. Time gap between two successive beats is nothing but time gap between two maxima or two consecutive minima, or this is nothing but time gap between two consecutive maxima or two consecutive minima. Okay, that is 1 by delta f. One maxima and one minima, time gap between maxima and next minima is 1 by 2 delta f. So time gap between maxima and next minima, maxima and next minima is some t dash is equal to t by 2. That is 1 by 2 delta f. This is time gap between maxima and next minima. So I will give one example here. Suppose f1 is 202 hertz, f2 is 200 hertz. Then the frequency of resultant wave is 201 hertz. Frequency with which amplitude varies is 1 hertz. Frequency with which intensity varies is 2 hertz. One like this. If I draw a graph, the graph will be like okay. So I will use white color for frequency of the amplitude. Only one cycle per second. So amplitude becomes one time plus a, one time minus a. Only one wave. This is the frequency with which amplitude wave is. So only one cycle per second. Okay, this is 1 second. Frequency with which intensity varies is because intensity I is equal to a square. Next, because I equal to a square, again same one. Like this, you get two waves. This is intensity graph. So in 1 second, this is 0. This is maxima. This is minimum. Again maxima. Again minimum. So in 1 second, 2 times maxima, 2 times minimum. So number of bits is 2. Now we'll discuss few problems on this. So here, for solving problems, two main things required is when a tuning fork is filed, its frequency increases. Frequency increases. When a small little wax is attached to tuning fork, when a little wax is attached to tuning fork, when little wax is attached to tuning fork, then frequency decreases. These two things you have to remember. Understand? Based on this, we will discuss few problems. So the problem number 1. Okay. Example 1 is, so two tuning forks A and B. A comma B produce 5 beats per second. A comma B produce 5 beats per second. and the frequency of A is 200. What is the frequency of B? For that, they will give one condition. When a little wax is attached, when a little wax is attached to a number of bits, delta f decreases is first case. Case 1 is delta f decreases, case B is delta f increases, case C is delta f remains the same. Okay. The problem is, understand, A and two tuning forks are there. One is A, other is B. When we vibrate them together, 5 beats are produced. So frequency of A is 200 Hz. You have to find the frequency of B. Further, the information given is, when we attach a little wax to the tuning fork A, number of bits decreases is one case, number of bits increases is other case, number of bits remains same is the third case. Okay. So now we have to do the problem like this. Just logically you have to solve. No formulas, nothing. We'll take up KCL. Frequency of A is 200 Hz. So frequency of B, two possibilities. Frequency of B is, one possibility is 205. Other possibility is 195, because difference must be 5. If you observe, number of beats heard is only 5. See, this is important number. Number of beats is 5 means difference in the frequencies must be 5. If A is 200, B value may be 205 or 195. Now, what they give? A little wax is attached to A. Whenever a little wax is attached, frequency slightly decreases. So this 200 may become 199 or 198 or 197, like that. Small decrease in frequency. Now check here. Initially 5 bits. In this case, what happens? Number of bits? 199 versus 5. 6 bits. Initially 5. Next bits become 6. If it becomes 198, bits become 7. So number of bits is increasing. In this case, initially 5 bits. Now only number of bits initially 5. Now they become 4. They become 3. So beat frequency is decreasing. So you can check. In this case, what happens? Number of bits, it is increasing. In this case, number of bits is decreasing. So your given condition is number of bits decreases. So this is correct answer. So for first case, number of bits, frequency of B is equal to 195 Hz. Okay, this is for B. Next, if you take second case, again frequency of A is 200 Hz. So frequency of B, again take two possibilities. Frequency of B is not 5 or 195. It is 205 or 195. Okay, 205 or 195. So here when little wax is attached to A, frequency decreases. Therefore here number of bits is increasing. Here number of bits is, we already observed it. In case B, the condition given is number of bits increases. So in case B, the answer is frequency of B is 205 Hz. Okay, and case 3. Number of beats remains the same. Frequency of A 200. Frequency of B is either 205 or it is 195. 205 or 195. Okay. So here number of beats remains the same. So when it is loaded with little wax, frequency may decrease. Initially 5 beats. Suppose if to get same number of beats, suppose if the 200 becomes 190. In this case, number of bits will become 15. In this case, number of bits will become again 5. Okay. To get the same number of bits, frequency of A should become either 210 or 190. This is not possible. When you add a little wax, frequency will definitely decrease. It cannot increase. That's right. It should be 190. So frequency of B should be again 195. So like this, you have to solve logically. Okay. So actually, due to persistence of hearing, the maximum number of beats that can be heard per second is 10. Maximum number of beats can be heard per second is 10 due to persistence of hearing, because the minimum time gap between two successive sound notes reaching our ear must be, minimum time gap should be 0.01 second. 0.1 second. Minimum time gap should be 0.1 second. So because it is 0.1 second, maximum number of beats that can be heard is 10. If the time gap between two successive beats is less than zero point 0.1, then our ear cannot find any difference between these two. So thank you students. This is only a trial. In our regular classes, we are discussing more elaborately. I am discussing problems also. Because this is only half an hour class, just I am discussing only theory. Yeah, next Saturday I finish electricity part. Tomorrow next month, maybe within 1 or 2 days in the regular batch, I am going to start either modern physics or optics to get the complete advantage of an academy program. Take the plus subscription, then only you will get the complete benefit. Okay. So because there we get more time, very less number of students are there. There is no crowd at all. So every topic very elaborate will explain. Actually, we are discussing up to mains level. You can attempt the mains exam, NEET, beats all those exams very comfortably. KCET you can perform extremely well, because if you prepare only up to KCET level, even KCET also becomes tough for you. If you prepare up to mains level, then KCET will become easy. Always you have to prepare up to next level. That's why we are giving coaching almost up to mains level. And however, we are not touching the unnecessary questions. So take the subscription to attend the regular classes. The 12 months plan is 12,375, and the 6 months plan is 10,125. 1 month plan is 2250. Okay. For utilizing these offers, you have to use the code KVSS Live. If you use the code KVSS Live, you will get the subscription for this price. I think you have 3 months subscription also. So this is that faculty who are taking the comprehensive batch. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for attending the class.